fours, and Parliament is on all fours responding to the challenges we have. I can also understand the passion and the heart of my colleague from Chibok. Chibok have gone through a lot of situations that are really hot. And if you are representing the area, you will not be less passionate. We are all hurting with regard to the security of the country. And that is the reason. That is the reason for that meeting, and that is the reason for this debate. So I do not think it's completely out of place to passionately canvass the usage of money and to what extent and how it should be deployed. So this discussion calls for a number of issues. One is appropriation and quality of expenditure. As our last count, Mr. Speaker, there was a deliberate effort to make available $1 billion with regard to security. If we don't interrogate that expenditure as a parliament, we'll be failing our responsibility and duty. And the opportunity of yesterday availed us that chance. And as a matter of fact, we know that this equipment with regard to the Turkana aircraft has been paid for. But it is not available for our men and women in uniform. What is the constraint? Mr. Speaker, we are aware, and been brought up to speed yesterday, that about $385 million have been wired for the procurement of tanks and other ammunition. We're also aware that that money is trapped, and we are not going to have those weapons. What do we do? And we are also aware that there are some constraints that are beyond the military. It will be prudent on our part as a legislature that the leadership of this House intervenes, and at no less a level than the Speaker and the leadership and the heads of the committees, to interface with other parliaments, to alleviate those challenges that continue to constrain our military in taking actions that will help our citizens. Mr. Speaker, you're also aware that appropriation is one thing, funding is another. As our last count, we may not have gotten all that has been budgeted, but in no common sense and the general public, they usually will quote the appropriation figure. They will not quote what has been released. So I believe strongly that creating other sources of funding will make it possible that real-time responses to our challenges are met. As a matter of fact, we are aware that we are surrounded by other countries. We are aware that there is also some interface with these other countries. There is need for us as a parliament and as a government to interface with all these other neighboring countries. And we should also interrogate ourselves, Mr. Speaker, why are they not having the challenges we're having? Is there any conspiracy that is making it possible that we are bearing the burden of this menace, especially when the thing has continued to grow like a tumor? So I believe that this approach is responsible, and we need to, as a matter of parliament, walk the talk. And I know, for instance, that as an 8th Assembly, the service chiefs had made proposals to the Senate during their interaction that there are other ways that we could look at in terms of funding the military. then what we need to do is to give parliamentary stamp and authority to it so that it comes into effect. We have responded with regard to police trust fund, then but there are other areas that are leaking. So I believe that it is important, and if it is necessary for members to be brought up to speed in an executive caution, I don't think it is out of place, because we need to have a heads up and be on the same page with regard to the challenges we have. But I think that the motion is in all force and should be adopted by this parliament. Thank you and God bless you.